All right, let's get walking. Let's move our feet over to the other side of the expansive Studio 9. We're going to hang out with our hockey analyst, Marty Biron. We haven't seen him since the summer. Marty, how was your summer?
It was great, Jay. I'm a chicken farmer now, so we'll check the chicken on the camera in a little bit.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, we should have a chicken cam that we could just cut to at all times, even when you're not here.
Yeah, I found a couple on top of the coop last week, and they fly everywhere, so hopefully they're back in right now.
How did you become a chicken farmer? Everybody's wondering now.
The kids bought me 6 chicks for Father's Day. And they're like, here you go. And we had a coop. So now I build basically a run, a fortified run, so nobody can get in. And they got a spot in the woods. So they're all good. They're loving life. But yes.
Man, you're a man of many talents.
Still not giving me eggs, though. I can't wait for the eggs, but they still haven't come.
All right, well, we'll continue to update the chicken situation throughout the season. I want to talk about this Boy, Montreal and Ottawa playing tough in the preseason. First of all, you have Ridley Gregg catching Kirby Dach up high. And with Dach's history of injuries, you're worried about that. And then Arbor Xhekaj on Timmy Stützle. Do you expect any more supplemental discipline for those 2 hits?
Well, not for the Ridley Gregg. And look, it was a bad hit. It was interference on Kirby Dach, and he hit it high, but it wasn't with that much force. When you compare that hit to the Xhekaj one, Xhekaj came across really flying, and I get it. Like, Tim Stützle's stick hits himself in the face, but the chicken wing after is what was really the problem. And for Kirby Dach, he came back, scored a goal, so that was all good.
Yeah.
But it's still, like, you got to have a little bit of awareness when you enter the zone. He's not looking at Ridley Gregg right here, and Gregg kind of catches him blindsided, so you don't like those hits. But they reviewed it. They said it's a 5. They reviewed it, gave it a 2.
Yeah.
This one here is, that is pretty sneaky. And he came in and cut him up high, and Stützle didn't return. And Brady Tkachuk didn't return because he went after Xhekaj after. So this was a 5-minute major. And you know, with last week's, Toronto-Montreal game, I think the Department of Player Safety is already looking at Xhekaj and saying, hey, you got to cool it down, and this happened.
Yeah.
So there may be a phone call or something to that effect, but I don't know if it's going to go to a suspension.
Cedric Perret lit a fire under Arbor Xhekaj, and now, he is just burning hot, and we'll see how it continues into the regular season. Linus Ullmark makes 32 saves. He already looks unbelievable. I know it's the preseason, but how are you liking Ullmark between the pipes?
I love Ullmark with Ottawa. And I know people are going to say, Ottawa doesn't have the defense that Boston does. Listen, look at the numbers. Last year, Ottawa 5-on-5 were better defensively than the Boston Bruins. The problem with Ottawa, they had the 32nd save percentage when you look at it team-wise. And Linus Ullmark, behind bad defenses in Buffalo, averaged a 9-12 save percentage in over 100 games with the Buffalo Sabres. So he can still perform if in front of him it's not, top 10, top 15 in the league. And after giving up 2 goals, and look, they were 2 really nice goals, he made some big saves. He looked good against the Buffalo Sabres in his first half game in the preseason, and I think he's got a little swagger. When he made this glove save here, he was laughing. He was looking at Jake Evans like, woo, like there was a swagger to Linus Ullmark that I think I love. It's his personality. He's more mature now, and I think he's going to fit right in with Ottawa.
Let's hope they can get him signed. It would be great if they could have a long-term relationship. That would be fun. Let's talk about Patrik Laine. It's good news on Tuesday. It's a sprain, so it's 2 to 3 months instead of like 4 to 6 months. But it kind of continues to raise questions about the length of the preseason, and I would love to talk to you about this as a former player. And Pierre LeBrun, I should mention, Board of Governor meetings taking place in New York right now.
Yes.
And Pierre LeBrun was reporting on X on Tuesday that they are seriously considering shortening the preseason and then adding a couple of games to the regular season. Your thoughts?
100%. I support that message. It's an election year, south of the border, so I support that message. And listen, it would balance out this schedule anyway, because right now you don't play the same amount of game inside your division because it's an imbalanced schedule. Some is 3, some is 4. 84 games regular season would balance that out. But not only that, it's always been a problem. The preseason's too long. 7, 8 games. We understand that it's money for the owners, but at that point, like, veterans want to play 2, maybe 3 games. Goalies want 1 full game going to the regular season. 2012-13, lockout year. We didn't have preseason games. Boom. It was fine. Nobody complained. The coaches were like, our systems are not. Who cares? Like, play the game. The COVID year, they didn't have a preseason. They just went into games. Everybody was happy. Everybody was fine. I think it's too much right now. And look, there's an injury concern. What happened to Laine? It happens. What happened to Doughty? It happens. But it's the small things. Artemi Panarin, lower body. There's a lot going on right now. You don't need to put that on the players.
Want to finish up with you talking about you cover the Buffalo Sabres extensively. You played for them. Now you're a broadcaster for them. A lot of hype last year for the Sabres. It didn't come to fruition. It fizzled out. This year, you've got the Dalai Lama. He's the captain. You've got your Owen Powers. You've got your Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, and you've got your goalie of the future. You've got your Zach Bensons. You've got your Jack Quinns. You've got your Dylan Cousins. Playoffs for the Sabres this year.
Yes, and I predict there will be 5 Atlantic teams to make the playoffs, and the Buffalo Sabres would be one of them. You got your Lindy Ruff, you know, the headmaster Ruff. He's back, right? And he's, he's raised the level of energy and expectations in this training camp with the Sabres. And now they're in Europe. They experienced Munich and Oktoberfest, and now they're in Czechia, and they'll play 2 games in Prague. But I think it's great to have Lindy Ruff there. And you saw in preseason, they went 6-1. Even the group that was back in North America played at a high level of energy, compete. So I'm saying Tage Thompson, 45 to 50 goals this year. Dahlin's going to have a great season. I think the Sabres are going to be one of the 5 Atlantic teams to make the playoffs.
Okay, Marty's going to stick around. Later in the show, we'll have insider trading with all the insiders, and Marty's going to stick around as our special guest for the insider trading after show. We're talking all chickens.